throat throughs. I love a bloody cookie. What's going on? My name is Ryan. I'm a men's fashion and lifestyle blogger, but today I've got something completely different. We're going to the food challenge. After my last video was a failed vegan fast food eating challenge thing, I decided I would do 24 hours of vegan eating. It's not really a challenge, like I just wanted to try some new recipes out. I thought I might as well film it. I do vegan eating quite often, like probably like 2-3 days a week when I'm at uni. So the first reason is just to try and decrease like the impact that I'm having on the environment and on the planet. You know, things such as like cattle farming consume so much energy, so I try and steer clear of it. Now I'm not saying I don't eat it, like I do still enjoy a steak now and then, a burger now and then, dairy now and then, well not now and then, quite often, because of cheese is life. And it's really hard to find vegan cheese out here, especially good vegan cheese. So I do still have normal like dairy cheese. I don't drink cow's milk anymore. I just stick to oat milk. Sometimes rice milk, but I try to stick to oat milk just because out of all the like nut milks and like out of all the vegan milks, that's got the least, that consumes the least energy for production. So I try and stay clear from like almond milk and rice milk if I can. Coconut milk, just because they consume like a lot of water and energy for production. I accidentally went vegan for 3 weeks in October when I came back to uni because I couldn't be bothered to go buy fish or anything. So I was just buying fruit and veg and making a lot of vegan foods. And it made me feel like so alert, so much like my sleeping was better. I was waking up feeling more like, I was waking up feeling more active. I was just feeling lighter, like I was just being more productive. My productivity levels were increasing like mad. So I try and do a few days vegan eating now when I'm at uni, and so yeah, I'm going to stop rambling. First meal is going to be breakfast. I'm excited and skeptical to try this. It can either be I feel like it will either be amazing or disgusting, and I'm veering more towards the fact that it's going to be disgusting, but I'm willing to try it out, see if it's any good. So let's get into the first recipe. I think I'm going to add either chickpea water or oat milk to the mixture, just to give it a bit of like creaminess and more of a scrambled egg texture. Okay, so I'm going to be making a tofu scramble, and these are the ingredients. So we've got tofu, red pepper, yellow pepper, courgettes, avocado, because I'm thinking have it on the side with some toast, garlic, red onion, cherry tomatoes, mushrooms, olive oil, oat milk, and then my little freshie spice tin. Shout out to any Asians out there who own one of these. I feel like every Asian household has one. I feel like this is one of them recipes where you can just use whatever you've got in the fridge. So I'm just going to go ahead and mush it up. Now, to be fair, it does actually look a bit like scrambled egg, and I'm not going to mush it up too much just because I don't want it to be too bitty. Like I do still want a bit of chunks, so I think probably something like that I think is more than enough. You know those ones where you try and be all artistic and it ends up looking like this? I don't know what's going on, but it smells really good, it looks really good. I've just finished having my breakfast and it was really tasty. The flavors were really good, the sriracha gave it a really nice kick, and even though the toast had no butter on it, it didn't feel dry. The tofu is quite crumbly, so when you're eating it, it's quite hard to pick it all up onto the toast. It's quite bitty. So I think what I would do in the future is before putting it in the pan, I wouldn't crumble it up as much. Okay, so it's quite a while later now. It's been like a couple of hours since I had my breakfast. I'm feeling a bit like a little bit peckish, and I really want something sweet, but I don't want to have like chocolate or anything. So I'm gonna make myself a smoothie. Sort of just chuck everything into it, to be honest. That is exactly what I'm going to do now, and I shall show you what I put in. This is really weird. I've got basically some frozen grapefruit. Basically, when I last went home, I had a grapefruit, like just chilling in my fruit bowl, and I was flying home for like 2 weeks, and I didn't want to chuck it away, so I basically juiced it and froze it. So now I add like a tablespoon of frozen grapefruit juice to my smoothies to try and use it up, and it just adds a nice little bit of bitterness in it. But yeah, so that's the story behind the frozen grapefruit. Thinking, what the hell is he doing? But I'm just gonna add that in now. So I've made my smoothie. I'm just gonna have this, do some work, and just, yeah, get on with the day, to be honest. So good. Got throat threes. Woo! That is banging. The only thing I would say is you have to be so careful with the beetroot, how much beetroot you put. If you put too much, it just overpowers the whole thing, but this is okay. I tend to do like a third or a half of it with like a standard beetroot. I love the grapefruit because it really just brings the sweetness down a bit. 10 out of 10 from me. Right, I'm going to get on with some work, so I'll check in with you when I get hungry again, which is probably going to be in 20 minutes, let's be honest. Okay, so I'm going to try a new recipe. I actually got sent a recipe from one of my good friends. And she, so she sent me this recipe because I told her I was doing this video, and she said you should try making these. They look really good, because she knew that I loved matcha. So I'm making matcha cookies. I've altered the recipe because I don't have some of the ingredients, and I've added a couple things. Well, I've added one thing just to make it a bit more like gooey. Yeah, so it says you need oat flour, but I didn't have oat flour. But if you don't have oat flour, just get some oats and blend them up. And I think that was everything I wanted to say. And then, for the sugar, you can use any sugar you want. And for the, I'm using honey, but you can use maple syrup. You could use date syrup. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking. Let's get the camera set up and let's try and do some fancy filming while making these cookies. I love a bloody cookie. What is going on with me? Okay, let's go. Now, this isn't quite what I had in mind for matcha cookies. I mean, they smell amazing. I don't know what's happened to the colour. They're very, 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 very soft. They're like pancakes. They're literally like pancakes. I'm hoping as they cool, they're going to harden. But I don't know what's happened to the colour. I didn't even cook them for that long. Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to try this one because this one is... I don't even know what's happened to this one. Look how thin. That is not cookie. I've put it on selfie camera, so I'm sorry about the quality, but I just wanted to try it on camera. They taste really good. They're a bit crispy. I'm gonna... Well, no. I'm going to try like the middle part of one just so that it's a bit softer. Okay, so... The taste is so spot on. I think I need to refine this recipe though. I think adding honey is not a good thing because it's too sticky. And I think maybe I blended the oats up too much because there's not much texture to it. I don't know what else went wrong. I've got my cookie. It has cooled down and I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna go for a middle bit. It's more of a cake than a cookie. It smells, you can smell the tahini in it a lot. Can't really smell the matcha. It is actually so tasty. It's just the texture's not good. I'm still gonna eat them all. Is it as good as a Ben's cookie? Hell nah. I definitely overcooked them. The edges of which are the thinner areas are so brown. And look. Can you hear that?
Guess who's back again. Fatty's back. Tell her friend. Oh, I'm starving.
It's 8:30 and I'm like I'm not even that hungry, but obviously I need to eat dinner. So we're gonna have to continue this again tomorrow and do breakfast and lunch, I guess. But I am about to cook my dinner and I am having, what am I having? Sweet potato curry. I'm just gonna make it up as I go along. I've made it before, a long time ago, but can't really remember how, so I'm just gonna wing it. It's all about winging it with me. So what I'm going to do is start off chopping me onion and garlic. So basically you just want to chop one and a half, or just do 2 onions. I prefer red onion just because they add a bit of a sweetness. And now I'm going to do a time lapse of me chopping my onions and my garlic. So I'm going to do like 1.5 onions and then probably do like 4 garlic cloves. Okay, so now I'm just going to chop up my potatoes. I'm just going to chop the ends off. I'm not going to bother peeling them because the skin on like root veg, so potatoes and even on my ginger, all the nutrients, well not all the nutrients, but there are a lot of nutrients on the skin, well within the skin. So I try not to peel my potatoes for that reason. So I'm just going to sort of dice them up into cubes. And then now I'm just going to add a pepper. So get rid of the fleshy white bits. Again, I'm going to cut these into like bigger chunks, just that we've got a bit more like texture in the curry. What you can do is oven roast these, but to be honest I haven't got the patience for that because I just want to eat and I don't have to wait for too long. I'm using like quite a big pan, but you can just use like a saucepan, and I'm gonna just add in some coconut oil, but that oil is going to be hot now, which is exactly what we want. I'm going to chuck in the onions and the garlic. I completely forgot about the chili, so I would add like 1 red chili. I've only got frozen green chili here because it's really hard to get chili here. So I'm just going to add some of that in and give it a stir. Obviously if you don't like spice, then don't add a whole chili, maybe add half and take out the seeds and also remove the white fleshy bit. Now that the onions have started to caramelize, I'm just going to add in the roast pepper, and that can start to, it's not roast pepper, it's the red pepper. So I'm going to do that just to soften it, but this has all started to cook nicely and saute really nicely. I'm going to switch it to a medium heat and I'm going to throw in my sweet potato. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bit of water into the pan and then put the lid on just to help the sweet potato steam cook. And I'm going to add some salt as well just to bring out the water from the vegetables. Just make sure you're giving it a stir every few minutes just to mix it all around, get the juices going, and you want to leave it cooking for about 10 to 15 minutes. And if you need to add more water, you can add more water. At the minute I don't, so obviously I'm not going to bother. But yeah, just keep on checking up on it. Okay, so the potatoes are pretty much cooked. So now it's time to season everything. And I'm just gonna put in, what should we go for? I'm gonna put in some curry powder. I'll probably do like 2 teaspoons. And then I'm gonna do a bit of extra turmeric, just a touch. And some, I don't really know what this is. So I'm going to give that a quick stir and then we're going to add in the coconut milk and the tinned tomatoes. Add in your tinned tomatoes and keep this on a medium heat still and just give it a stir. And it should look something like this. Once this begins to simmer, you want to add in, I would go in with spinach, but I haven't got spinach, I've only got kale, so I figured I might as well just chuck in a bit of kale. Go in with some fresh lime. Oh hot damn. Dinner is served. We are going to do a little taste test. That is like, that warms the soul. It's mad, it's like an explosion of flavors because you've got the creaminess from the coconut milk, the sweetness from the pepper and the potato, the chili from the chili, the like acidic sourness from the lime, and then you've got like this bitterness from the kale, and it all just like, boom, like explodes in your mouth. It's really tasty. God, I sound like such a food critic. Because of like everything else is quite soft, the kale has like a crispiness to it, so it just gives you like that extra layer of texture to bite through. Mate, you do not understand how good that curry was. It was so delicious. It was just, yeah, it really hit the spot. So I ended up having 2 helpings. And now I've got the content of a 5-year-old child's lunchbox to eat. So I've got my Oreos, my apple, and some oatmeal. I'm just doing some work. I'm going to put like a really random mix of spices and herbs on this, but firstly I'm just gonna drizzle on, if there's any left, some olive oil. That's quite a lot actually, but I'm gonna do that. Sprinkle on some salt, and I'm gonna go in with some cumin seeds. I mean, don't worry, I know it looks like it's not even going on the potato, but I'm gonna mix it up in a minute once I've put everything on. Then I'm going to sprinkle some oregano on. It's quite difficult to do with my left hand, I'm not going to lie. Put some Cajun pepper on. So now this is like the lazy way of doing it. And then I'm going to put that in the oven at 180 degrees for about 20 minutes. Yeah, that bangs. I'm gonna go to the library, have a coffee, and I'll probably end up taking snacks. Actually, what's the time? I haven't got that much time left at the library, so I won't bother taking snacks. But that is everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a bit of inspiration for some recipes. If you use any of them, then let me know, like send me a picture of it on Instagram or tag me in it on Instagram or something, because I'd love to see if anyone actually does recreate them. If you like this video, obviously give it a big thumbs up, click the subscribe button. If there's any more food related videos, or if you have any videos that you want me to do, then let me know as well. I'm gonna stop rambling, I'm gonna eat this, get on with my day, trying to be productive. I'm so tired, I had 4 hours sleep last night, so I definitely need that coffee. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video.